Welcome back. In this tutorial I'll show you how to delay events using coroutines. As in the previous example, I'll start out just with methods and convert the code over to using coroutines to achieve the desired results. First, let's just take a look at the code. Now, what this code is trying to achieve, if you could imagine a turn-based RPG where you have one character attacking with a melee attack on another character. So character A will attack and that will play an attack animation. Character B will defend and that will play a defense animation. So that's the sort of thing we're going to try and take care of with this coroutine. Now, it can be done using methods. It's probably not as tidy though. To run through the code here, we've got a string which is the name of the attack animation, so we'd pass that on to the animator and it would play that animation. We also have a string, the defend animation name, and we'd pass that on to the defender's animator to play the defense. So in start it calls play melee attack defend combo, so that's to play the attack and the defend animation. And let's zoom in a little. In this play melee attack defend combo, we'll play the attack animation. Now that's using the invoke method, or invoke, which I've mentioned before. That basically just allows you to call a method with a delay, but you can't pass a parameter to it. So when you're calling invoke, you pass the method name as a string, as you can see, play attack animation there. So you pass the string name of the method and the amount of time you would like to delay. So that's 1f, 1 second, 1.0 float. Next, it will determine whether defender will play the dodge animation or an impact animation. So whether the defender will dodge or be hit by the attack. And this is just a simple method. I've got an integer, which is the defend animation type, and it can be either 0 or 1. If it's 0, we want to pass the string impact, so the animator will play the impact animation. If it's 1, so we'll pass dodge to the animator, so it will play the dodge animation. Now, these are dummy methods. This is just going to debug a line here. It's going to say, for both attack and defend, it will say method called animation name is attack animation name and the time. We can start off by building, and once again the script's just attached to a game object and we're really only interested in the debug information. So if we hit play, actually I'll need to leave it. Okay, I think that's run its course now. Okay, you can see here play attack animation, that happens first, and it happens 1.01 second after play was pressed. That's consistent with what we told it to do here. We invoked play attack animation, we invoked this method on a 1 second delay, and that's the debug output. And here we can see the play defend animation method called animation name is impact, and the time is just 2 seconds, just over 2 seconds after play was pressed. So it's run down through this. So I'm going to move to changing this over to using coroutines. To do this, we're going to actually get rid of these two methods. We only really need one now. We're going to have a method which plays the past animation, the past string as animation on parameter, that's what's passed in, delay. Once again, enumerator, we can just call this play animation, and we want two parameters. We want a float for for the time that we're going to wait before the animation is played. In this case, just outputting the string. We'll call that delaying. And we will also want string animation name in. And once again, we need to return something. In this case, what we're going to want to do is we're going to yield return new wait for seconds, and we want to pass delay in. Then we will debug.log coroutine example2 dot play animation name is animation name in plus time dot delta time. Sorry, time dot time. And going back up here, let's get rid of this. So we start coroutine. Both are actually going to use this because with invoke we couldn't pass anything. We couldn't pass the string, so we had to actually we had to have a field here to store that. We can get rid of all this as well. Let's just get rid of this. So start coroutine, and the coroutine is called play animation. So we want the delay. We previously set this to 1 second, and the name is attack animation. Now obviously you'd need to call the attack and the defend on separate scripts because it would be different characters, but this is just for to illustrate how to use the coroutine. We will also play the defend animation. We need to get that also, so we need to, let's start out. We do need to create a variable here, string defend animation name equals, and this was previously just setting, so let's just change this to get, and we will, this was just setting the field up here, the string value for the field. We'll actually return the string into this method. And it's probably also worth mentioning why you could structure this in a couple of different ways. You could pass in, you could make this the coroutine instead, and you could pass in the delay, the attack animation name, the defend delay, the defend animation name. You could structure it that way too, and actually just have this as a method. Depending on what you're doing, one way may suit you more than the other. So getting back to this, we need to get a string here. So string defend animation name equals, and we'll just make it an empty string for now. Okay, so now it'll just run this whole logic. If the random number is 0, return impact. If it's 1, we're going to set this to defend we're going to set defend animation name to dodge. The last thing we need to do is we need to return the string, return defend animation name. Okay, let's build that and see if there's any problems here. Yeah. And we just need to change it to get defend animation string here too. And Now if you were to compare this to the other one, you would probably see that it's a little tidier. I think if I've just kept it back up here. And this is example 2. As you can see, you've cut two methods down to one coroutine, and you've got rid of a couple of fields here. So it's probably a slightly cleaner way of doing it. It's about 20 lines of code less, and we can just run it now to see what happens. Yeah, it's showing up as 2 1s. In this case, I had it previously set it to 1 and 2. So there we have the attack animation. The animation name, is it? Yeah, once again I just haven't set the correct variable in here. So it plays attack animation, and in that case it was a dodge. That's 1 second later, and that's 2 seconds later. So that's an example of how you can use coroutines to delay events. And that's pretty much it for this video, and I'll see you again in the next one.